Welcome to elenasbarre low impact full body workouts. On this channel you find different format workouts that will help you to tone up your muscles, improve your posture, gain overall strength, endurance, balance and flexibility. Check more classes on elenasbarre Patreon. Join us for my crazy piano practice on Sundays. We also talk about controversial topics that can trigger you. You participate in our conversations voluntarily at your own risk. Read the disclaimer in the description box. If you don't want to be mentally or physically challenged, I suggest that you skip this video. Thank you so much for your understanding. Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to elenasbarre. Welcome to elenasbarre low impact full body workouts. I'm today with Melody. Finally, so good to see you, Mel. Yeah. Good. And then Emma, our usual star here. You kind of swapped places with Emma for a little while.
I know. I've just been super busy. It's kind of been like hit or miss.
Yeah, well, it's okay. We are happy always. We are happy to have you here, Melody. Today we have an interesting topic. Women should be more accountable for their own stupid choices. I've actually written an article on my Substack. So if you haven't read that article, it's pretty long. So we are probably not going to read through all of this article. Just glance at it for a few moments because Melody will have to leave us at 10 and we'll try to keep it shorter, okay? And then we have accounting Sheep here. Good to see you, Sheep.
Hi, Sheep.
Oh, ladies, meet my new moderator for the channel.
Hey.
Yeah, last week during my piano live stream, we had 3 trolls showing up. So I was like, oh my gosh, I really need to do something about it. So Accounting Ship is one of the moderators for my YouTube channel here. He never misses a live stream, and thank you so much for joining us. I have a little bit left to get to 3,000 hours, guys. So please watch the videos till the end. Even if you don't effectively participate in fitness, it doesn't matter. Just put it on the background somewhere. I need to clock those hours because I've been running this YouTube channel for 3 years now. 3 years now, and I'm not a monetized YouTube channel yet, which is crazy. Well, anyway, let's get into the topic, ladies. We might have Sam joining us, but I don't know. I haven't received a text from him. He only texted me that he might join us today, so we'll see. We'll see. And happy holidays, guys. If you'd like to join us, here is the link for you in the chat. Okay, so you can click on it and join us for our conversation here. So let me share the article with you, ladies. Okay, so share screen. Cool. This is one of them. This is one of the articles that I've written. So the recent article it's based on the video that I saw by Joker from Better Bachelor. And I recommend you to follow him. He is a great content creator. He sees the trends, and then since I've been analyzing content also, I see them too. So I kind of agree with what he's saying. There are a lot of women on social media who started sharing their sad stories, their random situationships, and how feminism lied and betrayed them. And they completely disregard their own involvement in this. They now blaming it on feminism. Feminism becomes less popular, and they just, being the usual women, refuse all of the liability, responsibility, and accountability for their own stupid actions that they did 20 years ago. And now in their 40s, and I say 40s because by their 40s they definitely might regret what they've done. It can start earlier. Depends on how pretty a woman is, right? So 40s is just a broader term. It can start easily from like 36, 38, in their late 30s too. So and these women receive comments from men saying that, well, okay, what did you expect, right? You were here, the comments. Valedi, what did you expect would happen to you when you didn't want to settle down with a decent man in your 20s? You chose your career, you slept around, you have become this strong, powerful, and independent woman who needs no man. Now you do everything by yourself, right? So what do you expect from a high value man who has better options out there? There are younger women who are still fertile, right? Who still have they might have a better personality because they haven't messed up too much. They look young, they look pretty, and don't get me wrong, some 40-year-old, they are very good looking for a 40-year-old woman, right? If you put her picture of 20 years old, you will see the difference, right? She's not the same fresh apple as she used to be. So yeah, and this women call this man who sent them these comments mean and nasty. Yeah, and here I point out, notice how women immediately choose to emotionally when they can't win an argument rationally. So these are just a few things that we will be talking about today. Let me go back to you, so I'll stop sharing it for a while. Yeah, and you ladies tell me what you think about this.
I mean, I think, yeah, to some extent that is true. I mean, as far as the fertility thing goes, a lot of guys by the time they're in their 40s have already been married and had kids and had a vasectomy.
Right.
And so I really, like, just in my personal experience, like, you know, knowing guys in that age range, like, you know, fertility is not always, you know, something that they're really looking for. Once you start getting into that age range, you know, a lot of guys, yeah, if they're 40s, even if they haven't had kids yet, are like, you know, if they've made it to their 40s, there's probably a reason, you know, they probably really, that's not really a goal of theirs.
True. Yeah, it depends on what their priorities are. But if if a man wants to settle down, right, and he wants to marry a woman, when he is given a choice, like what kind of woman he would go for, uh, what do you think? What woman would he pick? The one who is in her 30s, let's say, okay, 40s, okay, who kind of boss babed her way into her 40s. She's a control freak and she can do everything by herself. Or a younger woman who, okay, maybe she's studying, you know, maybe she's not a single mother, she doesn't have the same kind of baggage as this older woman has, right? And personality wise, she might actually adjust herself, you know, and be a better long term prospect for him. Which woman do you think he would pick from the male perspective? I mean, I know it's hard. We
I
are
mean,
all
again,
women here. We're just
like knowing
speculating.
a lot of males, like all the males I know who are like in their 30s or 40s want nothing to do with like girls in their early 20s just
Yeah, that's
because of
true.
the maturity level and like the, you know, just the generational gap, really, you know, just the whole Instagram lifestyle and like uber dependence on technology, whereas, you know, people in my age range, like we didn't grow up with computers, like most of us didn't have cell phones until college or later. And so like just kind of like relating to you know, a younger generation, even though it's, you know, maybe only a span of like 10-15 years, like, because yeah, I mean, I know guys in their 30s who, like, you know, on dating profiles, their like age range is like 29 to 42, you know, like I'd say, yeah, uh, I don't know any guys who are like in that age range who are looking for like the very younger woman. And maybe that's like a cultural thing over here. And like, I'm sure that that happens, you know, depending on the culture that you're in. If you're in like a bigger city where it's all about like kind of the aesthetics and the looks, you know, you want to be this like baller dude with like the young hot wife. Whereas if
Mhm.
you're not in like a bigger city or a place where there's, just kind of that culture of, aesthetics and kind of, popular appeal or whatever, people are gonna find someone who knows how to, I don't know, do farm work or whatever it is that their
Right.
culture is into. Like,
Emma, what
or
do you
just be a
think?
good, good mom, or, and some places it's, it is getting so hard to live on like a single income that people just kind of expect that, like, both people are going to work. And so
Yeah.
more so now
There is
than in the
another.
past when like one person could make a decent income and take care of the whole family, there are men who are like, well, yeah, I want a woman who's like at least got a decent career, because like we don't want to just be getting by on my income, because like, yeah, again, that's like the ideal, I suppose, but it's not a reality in like a lot of parts of the US, which is, a big change that's happened just in the last few decades.
Well, the problem is, Melody, that women are not realistic. They, I have nothing against women who are down to earth and they are working right and they don't mind sharing what they have, especially with the men that they live with, right? But a lot of them, they believe that what's mine is mine and what's his is mine too, right? So they have this wrong mentality entering into the relationship. They are already entitled, you know, and
Yeah, and
then
that's not right.
that's not good. I have nothing against women who are working. There are a lot of hardworking women out there, right, and who do important jobs, but their way of thinking, like, what is it, are they willing to share what they have because they realize that it's a family, it's a union, and they are together with their husbands, they are helping out their husbands, and their husbands are helping out them, right? They are doing it together, right? They are raising kids together. For the most part today, a woman, she's just like, okay, I make my own money, this is mine, and then a man is supposed to take care of kids and pay for all of the bills that are related to the house, to the rent, to, all of the electricity bills, water bills, everything, right? Like, how much of your money goes into the union, family union, to cover for those basic expenses? Does she buy food? Does she buy clothes for kids? Like does she buy anything, like books? Yeah, okay, she would spend some money on herself, right? But it's still, like, proportionally wise, if you break it down, we need accounting ship here. Like, go into family finances and, like, see how much money of yours goes to cover those expenses, you
Yeah,
know
I would say, yeah, from like just personal experience and like, situations, I know that, yeah, it does tend to be the guy paying most of the bills.
you see.
Still, I guess it, how individual couples want to work that all out, I guess, is ultimately up to them and what works for them. But yeah, you certainly don't want to. So I think, like, I don't know, having like business meetings if you're like in a relationship is important. Like, I don't know, it seems cheesy, but just like, get together like once a week, once a month, whatever, like discuss like finances, to-do list things, get the budget going, and kind of, if you agree like ahead of time, like who's going to be responsible for what percentage of what, and everyone, all involved parties, like view it as like fair and equitable and something that they're totally fine with, and then that's right for that situation, I guess. And there are, situations where like a guy works and like makes plenty of money, and like the female just has like a hobby job, and like he's fine with her just, using that, maybe she makes like a few $100s a week,
Yeah.
just doing something she enjoys part time. And it's like, yeah, if you want to use that for your, you know, brunches with your girlfriends, or, manicures or whatever, like have at it. Like, I really don't care, but yeah, definitely like situations where like people are living on a tighter budget, that might make the dude feel kind of like taken advantage of, if like month after month, like she's getting like facials and manicures and like all of his money is just going straight to paying off, immediate bills and stuff. So
now she can be busy on social media. It's another unpaid for a lot of women. Social media doesn't pay much, right? But the exposure that it gives to women and the illusion of the army supporting them and liking their content, the attention, the extra attention that women get. So a lot of women are married or they want to be settled to a high value man who would pay for their bills, who would take care of them, but then yet they expose themselves on social media also, in addition to, being taken care of by a man. This is why I was saying that, ladies, if you want to be married to a high value man, take your priorities. What are your priorities? Is it your relationship with the man or is it your relationship with the Instagram? For a lot of women, it's the relationship with their Instagram that they are mostly concerned with, because there they can, it gives them the idea of a lot, the abundance, like they get a lot of views, they get a lot of likes from people, but it's not the one man that they are with. You see, this is why I was asking you, like, oh, would you give up your Instagram account? Well, I know that you don't care about Instagram.
Oh gosh, I haven't even checked it in like a couple months or something, probably, or at least a month.
You vanished from there. Yeah. Okay.
I've just been too busy to keep up with social media lately.
I know. I have the same problem. I kind of started. I usually don't put my piano videos up there on Instagram because it takes so much time to just make reels out of regular videos, and I don't want to deal with it anymore. So if you want to follow my piano content, follow me here on YouTube, and on Instagram I'll occasionally put some awareness stuff and fitness related content only. Okay. So social media takes a lot of time. It does take a lot of time, and I uninstalled Instagram app from my phone for a few days. I didn't realize how addicted I've become to Instagram, even with what I've been doing with it, right? I was debunking stuff. I was scrolling through people's content. Now I even scrolling through the content because it does take a lot of time, guys. It takes a lot of time. Yeah. I would much rather spend that time with my husband or with the family, with my dog, doing something useful for me, for my family, right? Rather than watching it, some stupid stuff that people post out there. Anyway, so let's get back to Ship's comment. He definitely agrees with you, Melody. I can't even stand to talk to 99% of women out there. You think I want kids with them?
I agree with Melody. The older guys I know, that sort of age range, would only want the young 20-somethings for a short-term relationship.
Yeah.
Certainly, yeah.
Like they would definitely be interested in like hooking up with like a young hot 20-year-old for like a one night stand, but they don't see them as like someone that is like a potential serious person that they would consider settling down with.
Well, because they are not.
I was thinking like 1 or 2 nights rather than an actual. I was just putting it politely.
Young women are not viewed. Okay, ladies, I have something to throw at you here. See, with the free sex without consequences, right? With the sexual revolution, and I mentioned it later in the article. Young women, they don't know how to be serious marriageable material anymore. Like men would probably not have problem with settling down with women as long as women were ready for a serious long-term relationship. Women in 20s, Ashton, sorry, you're just the exception now there, okay? Women in 20s, usually they go to the nightclubs, they want to have party, they don't want to settle down, they're not ready to be a wife. And this is something where we women are lacking. We are lacking the knowledge, we are lacking the wisdom that our maybe great mothers used to have, because even if you look at great grandmother, like she would tell you, do what feels right for you, do what makes you happy, right? She wouldn't teach you how to do the right thing. And our mothers, we ask our mothers, they mostly don't know. I mean, some women, yeah, they tend to be slightly more traditional than others, but feminism has been here for a while. So chances are everybody is brainwashed. And young women, they don't know it. They used to marry in, like, before the sexual revolution, right? They used to marry early, like in their 20s. They knew how to be a wife back then. Now, and men would marry, like, right? Like there were more married couples
In a
back
lot of
then.
religions they do as well. I mean, they marry them, between like 17 and 19.
Right. So what changed? What changed? Our social structure changed, right? Technological advancements changed it. The hormonal birth control definitely didn't help it. I mean, you can't undo it, right? Sex without consequences is the reason why, one of the reasons, okay, why women are what they are today.
Yeah.
Promiscuous horse at 20 years old. Yeah, I understand men completely, but it doesn't make it right, you know. I mean, there were issues back before, and now I see this trend of coming back to before the sexual revolution. People, especially the tradcons, they're trying to revive these traditional values in men, mostly say, oh, men need to man up, men need to be more traditional, men need to work on women too, because you can't just tell men be a better man out there. There are so many good men out there already that, women suck. Women need to do a lot of work, but they don't want to do this kind of work. They only want men to change, to be better sims or whatever, to be better beta men for the feminist women. And women won't give up their free access to free sex with no consequences in their 20s, but they will whine and moan and complain how they've been lied to and betrayed by beloved feminism in their 40s. And say, another one, ladies, another one. I actually have watched that video, and Joker did bring the example of that woman. You can watch it later on. He showed her, and she was saying, I don't consider, and she's the author, I don't consider myself a feminist in your 40s. And you still are, because you followed everything feminism was saying step by step. You still are a feminist. No, I don't think of myself as a feminist anymore. When you were young, you enjoyed it. You were sleeping around, you were enjoying your power of being a strong, powerful, and independent woman, doing everything by yourself and swapping men like gloves without settling down. And now when it no longer suits you, you decide to be, I'm not a feminist anymore. Yeah. Okay, Ashton here. Happy not to be a feminist and brainwashed. I admit that not being a feminist gives us women more appeal to the special man. Okay. The define special man. I'm just curious. Where are you going with this? And remember, you can always join us for our conversation so that you would show up on camera here. Just click the link above. Okay. A lot of women, you see, in their 20s, they refuse to challenge their assumptions. They refuse to challenge their belief system. They don't want to be challenged in any way. They are told, also by fitness instructors, by yoga instructors who are like, follow your heart, do what's right for you, you know, just listen to your emotions and like heart. Remember how many meditations we've had living through the heart, you know? Like place your hands on your heart, close your eyes, relax. I remember that. I mean, it feels nice, right? It feels good. So this is what women are being told. And this is what they've been told for multiple generations now. Listen to your heart, do what your heart tells you to do, you know, and then they tell them avoid. If you tell one part, women can connect the dots and say, oh, okay, I should just listen to my heart so I can avoid all of the disagreeable comments or content creators who are trying to challenge me in any way. This is why, by the way, we don't see a lot of women showing up for this show.
You've just brought me like straight round to my favorite Bible quote, Jeremiah 17:9. The heart is more treacherous. Who knows it best? So
The heart is more what?
The heart is more treacherous.
What is treacherous?
Treacherous.
Treacherous. Yeah. What is it?
Like dangerous.
Yeah.
Dangerous. Okay.
I can't think of what the word. Let me Google it. Hang on. Oh.
Yeah. The heart is, if you are actually following the Bible and if you call yourself a Christian, you shouldn't listen to your heart. But also
guilty of or involving betrayal or deception.
We see deception. Okay, treacherous. I need to write it down. A new word for me. Treacherous. Yeah.
It's funny, you use words, but you know what they mean, but when you've got to try and explain it.
Yeah. Right. So new word for us. Thank you, Emma. You see, also they didn't just brainwash women to behave this way, to avoid the truth, to avoid the consequences to their actions and anything that disagrees with their beliefs. And their beliefs making them feel good. You know, so anything that doesn't make them feel good, they try to avoid it. They don't watch the shows. They don't participate in these discussions because they are challenging for them mentally, right? They're gonna, my heart is not going to feel good, right? Okay, so she's not here. But it wasn't just enough to brainwash women. They also brainwashed men this way. So now a lot of men, emotions, feelings. They behave like women. So at the beginning, boys are being raised as defective girls. As boys grow up, they become men, right? So men become defective women. And then women are like, I'm so disgusted. He's such a, not a man. He doesn't behave in a manly way. No kidding. Who is educating boys today? It's mostly women. You see, our educational system is all messed up. It is messed up. It does need the reformation, you know. But in order for us to get there, women need to start realizing that something is going on. And when we'll see a lot of women whining and complaining on social media, my recommendation to you guys is don't help them out. Because they've created this mess for themselves. They need to learn. They need to face the harsh reality and the consequences of their choices that they've made. If you bail them out, if you give them what they want, and a lot of women will start doing it for the mercenary purposes, because you know how women are, right? It's like, I see this works, okay? If I see that other women are whining and complaining how feminism betrayed them, and they give likes, they get likes, they get the attention, they get resources from people. Other women are like, oh, okay, now it's traditional women that are going to be presiding here, and I'd better get into this boat before it leaves, So women will do what gives them more validation, more attention, more likes, more dopamine hit, because we can't undo social media either. You see?
Well, I feel like the whole the whole idea of like, I don't know, the whole like traditional woman like Instagram thing, it's like if you're like that traditional woman, you're not gonna like be like capturing everything on Instagram like every like time you're like cleaning the house or like cooking the meals. Like you're just gonna do it. Like I mean,
you wouldn't have time. And
like,
we've talked with you, Melody, right, a while ago, the difference between traditional women, the truly traditional women, and the modern women who call themselves traditional. So
it's
now,
more just like the aesthetic that they're going for, which
yeah,
it's not about like actually like buckling down and like learning the skills. It's about like looking like a 50s housewife or something.
There's like plenty of women out there that need validation just for doing the housework. They'll do some housework and then post it up like, I've done housework.
Yeah.
Well done. That's
I'm glad for you. I'm glad. Yeah. So somebody needed to do it.
Yeah.
What do you want me to say? Women take so much credit for all of the tiny little things that they do, and then they make a big emphasis out of this on social media to get as many likes, as many comments as they possibly can. And yeah, I don't buy into, I never called myself a traditional woman. I know I've appeared on some of the titles with the Red Pill guys, when we talked about it, because they think that I'm slightly more traditional than anybody, maybe in comparison, right? In comparison to somebody else. But I don't consider myself a traditional woman. I think we are so far gone from traditional that like even women who were raised in a decent traditional household by modern standards, again, they are going to be still feminists to some extent. It's unavoidable. Okay, we were grown into it. If you attended school, college in the 1960s, 1970s, right after the sexual revolution, you are a feminist. It's only the extent, like how big feminism was back then. I see a few women in the gym who are attending the classes. I'll give you an example. They are in their 60s, right? They know that they need to exercise. They know that they need to cook, right? So they do have some traditional values in them, right? And then they are married. Okay, they've been remarried, maybe some of them multiple times, but in the end, they are still with the man, right? They are in a relationship. So even with all of that feminist programming, because when they were studying in college or in school, it wasn't big, profound feminism back then. Okay, it was only starting, right? And then they have, in comparison to modern women today, they might have more traditional values and gender roles in them. Okay, but when we look at a 20-year-old traditional woman out there who, like Melody said, is too busy posting her life and showing herself off. Okay, you know what else traditional women did? They had kids. A lot of these tradcons, they don't have kids. So they have a lot of time. It's just like them and husband. And there is this also new trend, dinks. I don't know if you've heard of it, guys. Tell me what you think about it. It's dual income, no kids. Dual income, no kids trend. So it's a husband and a wife making money, but they choose not to have kids.
I mean, I feel like that's just like a necessary reality for a lot of people, unfortunately. And like, yeah, if even with two incomes, like you're, able to provide like a comfortable enough lives for the two of you, but like knowing how much it costs just to raise one kid, like, being like, you know what, we probably can't give them like the quality of life that we would like to. I think it's like the responsible thing, and like I said, there's a lot of people in that situation who probably would want to, but they're, trying to not become a burden on the system so that, the taxpayers and everyone's, paying to raise their child,
True, true. And also the cost of living houses are insane in terms of prices. Like you look at 30 years ago when people could still afford, on one income, they could afford a house. Now it's like nearly impossible.
Yeah, well, even with two incomes, depending on where you live, it's like
Mhm.
incredibly difficult. And yeah, a lot of people just aren't down to try to raise a family in an apartment, especially knowing that your rent could get jacked up at any time and you're going to constantly be like moving, and just like the lack of stability, I think is really like the main driver. Most of the times from what I know, just like, and people I know for, yeah, choosing that. It's not necessarily what they want, but it's, they feel like the responsible thing to do, just, given the current economic situation and where they fall in that. Because not everyone can like be at the top of the income ladder. Like not everyone, there's always going to be a range. People making a ton of money, people making, just enough to get by, and then people not making anything. But yeah. So it's just, yeah, it's definitely gotten a lot harder. But I just looked at the time too. I should probably get going here.
Oh, we still okay. Okay, let's check the comments and then I'll let you go so that we are not. Most of the men who approached me are very good men. They usually are. I mean, you still have to pay attention to, like, there are a lot of crazy people out there, but for the most part, men are not evil. You know? Yeah. And I don't understand why someone has to post every aspect of their life. Doesn't make sense to me. Well, it's good that it doesn't make sense to you, Ashton. I'm just telling you that they've replaced the family union with the dopamine hit, constant attention that they can get from elsewhere, and it's usually open on her end but closed on his end. If you're looking at monogamy, it requires both men and women to commit to each other, but in today's world, in today's society, women don't really, even if they commit, it's like this big list of demands for a man, and the man has to comply with him, and then the law is also on the woman's side. So if a man doesn't comply with him, he is still liable for her. You see how we've corrupted the church, we've corrupted the school, the college, and the work environment, right? The corporations, and also what else did I want to say? The marriage also. Marriage is a institution, and like you wonder why men don't want to settle down, why men don't, they prefer to be single today. Fix the institutions. Yeah. Are they really posting every detail of their lives, or are they just making things up to make themselves sound better?
Well, there's the.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree, Ship. Yeah, a lot of it is just made up. A lot of it is just for the people to see how great
Their pretend life is.
their.
Like a little
Yeah.
post photo shoot. So.
Yeah.
Well, I got to get going, but it was really good seeing you guys. And yeah.
Yeah,
Take care.
thank you,
Happy
Melody. Good to see you always.
Christmas
Have a
and New
lovely,
Year's
lovely
and
Christmas.
whatever's coming up. So
Yeah, let's think about the Kundalini class. will try to do it at some point, because like I really want us to get to exercise, at some point, Melody.
I did say to Elena the other day, I really hope I haven't put you off from the last class I did, and if I have, I apologise.
No, it's
I've
fun.
got
It's like
actually quite a
challenging, like in a weird way. I mean, just
I've got a lot simpler a class planned, so please believe me on
okay.
that.
Well, yeah, I'd be down to try it out. It's fun.
Yeah.
So.
We will put it on Sunday, but we will have to figure out which Sunday. So it depends on your schedule. Please don't disappear.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm like, yeah, like I said, horrible with my Instagram and stuff, but I'll try.
Yeah, well,
try
I mean,
to
at least
touch.
on
I
your
should
phone.
be like,
Yeah, check your phone occasionally, Melody.
What?
Check your phone occasionally.
Oh, yeah, I'm not good at that either. Well, then it's like it's my little flip phone, so like
I see. Yeah.
It doesn't always tell me like when I have like messages and stuff, and like it's
Melody needs a new phone, guys.
I actually envy Melody for having an older phone.
It's hanging in there. Well, you guys take care, and I'll talk to you later.
Mel. Yeah, happy holidays to you.
Right.
Take care.
Bye.
Cool. Well, I wasn't planning on staying much longer here unless you guys have more questions. And yeah, this is something to watch for. And Emma started sending me very interesting content on Instagram. So guys, if you find something that is challenging or that is bullshit, you don't have to send me everything, okay? Please avoid the fetishes and stuff out there. I don't need to see that, okay? But if it's something that traditional women are saying, or women with the fake nails and fake eyelashes in mini crop tops and shorts talking about Bible, I would love to see that. I know there is plenty out there, and I used to debunk it for you, but now like if you have access to Instagram and if you'd like to for us to talk about some of that stuff, you can DM me. Okay, you can DM me and send me that the proof. So now you're going to do the homework. Yeah. Okay, Ashton here. Can two soulmates happen at the same time? I'm not sure I understand your question, Ashton. You mean like a man and a woman, they kind of meet each other and they fall in love with each other?
Anything is possible.
I mean, yeah. But have you read Rollo's book, The Rational Male? There are no soulmates. Soulmate is just a myth. So I kind of want to like crush you on that
We're in
one.
different camps there.
Huh?
We're in different camps there.
Yeah. So if you believe in one-nighties, it's applicable for men, especially when they when they can't let go of one woman, like they meet one woman and she's like, oh, she's the one, like dude, there are plenty of good women out there. And but it's a mindset problem. They are so focused, and feminists actually want them to be focused just on one woman so that she can demand and spin him the way she wants, and then he becomes this spineless, clueless, subservient imbecile, right? And then she can do whatever she wants with him. So he will never state terms to her. He will never be a masculine enough man for her, and she will be disgusted by him, even if she chooses for him for a long-term relationship. And this is also something I mentioned in the article. It's a pretty long article, guys, but yeah, give it a read and tell me in the comments what you think there. Even if she chooses for some reason to commit to a simping guy, she won't respect him. And if she doesn't respect him, she won't have sincere desire for him. If she doesn't have sincere desire for him, she won't be able to love him. See, this is something that women are not being told. What is love? Like,
Well, it's a rush of chemicals.
it is, but it's like more. It's also action, It's also what women, not just women, what people choose to do with it. you know in a feminist mindset, everything is like, oh, tinglies, this hormones. Yes, there is certainly that, some hormones and chemistry involved in this, but it's based on love and respect. If there is no love and respect, there is no love. And when a woman sees this simping man, she's only using him. He's useful for her. He's useful to her. Sorry, I can't talk today. For his resources, but she doesn't love him. She doesn't respect him, and like she can't have sincere desire for him. She might fake it for a little bit just to get the resources from him, but eventually she won't do it. She will lose all interest and attraction, especially if a man sacrifices his mission, his life goals, his life purpose for a woman, if he pedestalizes a woman, if he simps for a woman. Yeah, she will take his resources. Women are not, I mean, like, we are kind of stupid, but like, we will take what's easy,
They just
right?
dictate, a lot of them dictate to the men what they can and can't do with their own lives as well. But yet the men aren't allowed to dictate. It dictates too. Well, when it's the other way around, when men aren't allowed to tell women what they don't like and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not equal at all.
Well, it's not. And look, if it was equality, they would probably call it something with equal, right? But they call it feminism. It's not. And feminism is a supremacy movement. It's indoctrination, and it's everything for the woman. Everything for the woman. And women already have so much power. Sometimes I just want to ask, like, how much more power do you need? Like, how much more power do you want before you destroy everything around you? And you already see, oh, guys, I share with you what happens in Australia. I think I saw Rola Tomasi posted it, and then I reposted it too on my Instagram story. There are so many men in Australia who kill themselves.
Yes, you did share it.
And it's scary. It's scary to see where Australia is headed. The rate is going. There are so many young men out there. It's like old men, okay, they I'm sorry to say this, but they're kind of dead soon anyway. Like, they might have a few more years, like, especially if they are like sick. I'm not encouraging you to kill yourself, guys, here, okay? Just disclaimer, no, don't do it, okay? Don't do it. But when it's an 80-year-old guy, right, or somebody like older, right, I'm not saying it's a good thing, but when it's a young man taking his life, this is sad. This is no different than sending men to war and killing them effectively. Like all men. The rate Australia is going, in a few decades, there will be no men left there. It's going to be a female primary society. This is probably where all of the delusional, entitled bitches will go, until they run out of all men. And then they will be in a desperate need to for somebody to take them. Take them. Take them back. It's crazy. How are they going to maintain the infrastructure? How are they going to build houses? Who is going to fix all of that?
Well, the women will have to learn.
Oh, they will read a book, a manual. Who will wire? Okay, I have a question. Who will wire? I've talked to the guys who were wiring the power plants and the electricity for the town. It's a very dangerous job. I'm sad we don't have Sam today, because he would tell us how they were building the electricity towers. I think that's what he has been doing. And would women do it?
Some women, but yeah, majority no.
When you tell them that like you are risking your life, you're literally risking your life to do this kind of job, would a woman do it?
There is the odd, women out there that would.
Emma, maybe one.
But it is, you're being very generalistic, and I'm trying to be more realistic. There is the odd women out there that would do highly dangerous jobs. There is, majority. Yeah, we're probably talking like 1 or 2%, but
yeah, or even less than that. Yeah.
But yeah, vast majority, no, they won't.
Yeah, women don't build cars. Women don't.
They might break a nail.
Yeah, right. Women don't build airplanes. Women don't build trains. They don't build roads. Last time, here in Washington, they do a lot of road construction right now. I haven't seen a single woman. Every time there is a congestion, I'm watching who is walking out there.
Yep.
It's not women. In a rainy weather, the weather is crap. Women, no. It's not them. You see? And it's going to be interesting to see where Australia will end up. It's not going to be a good place to live in the near future without men. And they are too busy killing their men. You see,
they're going to have to learn, because you can't just click your fingers like these TikTok videos and boom, a house is going to appear. It's so they're going to have to.
They'll either learn or what else women choose to do instead of hard work. They will move around. Yeah, they will want to come here to the US and destroy what you guys have here. Okay, they will want to move maybe to Europe or elsewhere where there are still men left, and usually like they will try to bring the samovar with them, because they want to realize. And if you take them, see, this is where it comes down to the kind of punishment or a negative reinforcement versus positive reinforcement in psychology. We don't praise good behavior. We don't help people who screwed up. They need to fix it by themselves. They need to realize they've messed up. This is how they learn. If you bail them out from their stupid choices, they're not going to learn anything. They will keep doing the stupid thing. So if these women from Australia, let's say, they choose to leave their own country, eventually, don't take them because they will bring the same destruction to your place. Do you want it? I doubt you want it. We are already struggling with everything, with all of the damage that has been done. We don't need more damage.
I reckon they'll import the men to Australia and help rebuild it, because the men will be needed there.
Yeah, but who will want to go there? Ask men.
Women want men to run around after them.
Yeah.
Well, today's women, so why wouldn't they? Why would the women get off their ass and go somewhere else when they could just entice the men to Australia?
That's a good question, but I don't think.
It would also prove that the man loves them because he's moved to them.
Yeah, it's assuming that man wants to move to Australia.
It's a beautiful country. I mean, everything wants to kill you, but it's.
Women wanted it for themselves. Let them have it. With all of the stuff they want to, okay, I don't wish them bad, okay? I wish at some point they will wake up and look, I'm not an evil person. I don't want people to die, okay? But if they are so desperate in proving otherwise, it's maybe it would be wise to let them have what they want, and just okay, you basically don't value the lives of men anymore. So you killed all of your men, and you don't have to actually put the gun into their heads to do that. You can create the environment around them and mentally break men so that men would pull the trigger. Like, it's not, yes, they say they commit suicide, but it's not like, why? Has anybody bothered to ask why did these men kill themselves?
It's a bit late after they've gone, isn't it? Sorry, I shouldn't like.
Well, I know, but if we don't understand this question, we won't be able to find the solution to the problem.
No.
You know, so yeah, I'm sorry of talking to you about this topic. Like, I wish we didn't have to talk about it, but it's a serious issue, you know. And there are a lot of men who pulling the trigger here in the US too.
You might want to put a trigger warning on your video or something.
Yeah. There are a lot of men who do it here too. It's like, why? There was one guy. Oh gosh, he's a famous.
Find it difficult to speak out.
Yeah, because the moment they start to speak up, what does society tell them? Oh, you be better man for this bitch. You be a better man for this entitled, fucked up feminist out there, who doesn't even realize that she's fucked up because everything turns out to be great. Oh, look at that. She gets all the attention. She gets what she wants, right? She can complain to the government, and the government will be like, okay, we are taxing this man. We are like, go give this money to the bitches, basically. Like, through the alimony, through the child support. If women didn't get as much from divorce as they get from men, we would probably have less divorces out there. Okay, so here we have accounting shift. Sorry, I gave up on trying to be a better man. I've tried for 40 years. You see, it's almost like if you want to leave, you stop bothering at some point, you know, and you just enjoy your life. And this is as good as it gets. Yeah, maybe. And look, I believe that men and women are better together, but we need to fix so many things before it can happen, you know, before men and women can reunite. And they're supposed to complement each other. If you read the Bible, in the Bible it says, oh, open relationship is good. Oh, hypogamy is good. Yeah, it does describe a few cases of hypogamy, but it was the exception, not the rule. The rule was the monogamous relationship, that the man and the woman, they stay together and they help each other, they complement each other.
Yeah.
Not what we see today. Yeah, gotta be honest, it's really working for me. For a lot of men, it will work. And this is something that women don't want to understand. They think that, this man will end up single. Okay, I'll get a doll. They're working on it, you know, like there are tools to use for men to relieve tension, let's say. They can use those tools without, you might spend some money to get the tool, but then it will work for you for a very long time, you know, and you don't have to deal with the woman who will take half of what you own later on. I'm not saying that like all women are that, but statistical data is not good. Good luck finding a good woman. They are just so rare. And even if you find a woman, this is something that I think guys in the red pill should maybe talk more. Even if you find the right woman, let's say, like, not the right, I don't want to apply here the one-itis paralysis, you know, but like decent woman, okay, the one who is not a whore, basically, which is hard to find, but it's not impossible. She is still a lot of maintenance. Ask my husband. I'm a lot of work for him, you know. Even like, I understand the basics, I understand some things, but he still needs to do all the work with me. It's not like you get a woman and then you're like, I got the right woman, now I can relax, now I can be like, a simp or something. No, you have to keep working. You have to you have to be masculine. You have to still preserve your frame. You can't take her shit. You have to say no to her a lot. It's not that easy. I mean, it is kind of easy and natural for masculine men, though, those men who know how to do it, but it's not going to be easy for a man who is trying to fake it. You know, he's trying to appear to be masculine, and I see there are so many like ripped betas out there who are like, I'm a strong and like masculine, you know, but not here in the brain. So they are totally simping for women, and then like women, like, okay, they might fuck you, but they will treat you still with disrespect because you are not a strong, rational masculine man. You see, you are only in your body, but it's not everything. So yeah, very interesting topic. We are going to dive in deeper today with Glenn Lawrence. I think that we might do a live stream, but I don't know. We might just talk and see how it goes. It's been a while since we've talked to him. So if you'd like to join us for that one at 4:15, like at 4 p.m. maybe, we might not do it live, so we might just talk to him. Why am I saying this? Well, I just want you guys to follow Glenn too, because he does make good content. He is trying to challenge the church in particular. Okay, so he's going for the church as an institution, and yeah, church needs to change its message to women if we want to solve the problem.
Surely it's getting them in the churches in the first place.
But what, dear?
Surely it's about getting them in the church in the first place.
Oh, women?
Yeah, to hear the message.
Or to hear the message. Yeah, once they start shifting the message, they and I'm talking about church, they will lose a lot of. Yeah, they will lose a lot of women because right now.
But I don't know what the figures are like over there, but over here, there's not a lot of people going to church.
Ah, okay. Well,
So,
here churches are popular, especially the ones that twisting the Bible, basically, you know, and only they are skipping the objectionable parts of the Bible, so that women listen to the parts that they want to hear, because women are the ones who are paying for the church here. So the church has become very corrupt here. They are changing the Bible, you know, adding something, putting words into God's mouth, what he didn't say. They're like, oh, okay, just to make her feel good so that she keeps coming and the lights are on in the church. So we will see how this is important. This needs to happen, but we will see how long it's going to take. And yeah, there is a lot of work that needs to be done there. Basically what we were doing with Glenn, and he is also doing it on his shows with other people, they are taking the Bible, they are reading it, and Glenn mentioned there is this problem with the hermeneutics when people change the meanings of the words, you know, or what these same words meant back when the Bible was written versus what these words mean today, how people perceive these words. You know, this is something that we've been talking about. So these are very deep dive, very long conversations usually. Yeah. And I have a few questions for him. So I'd like to ask him about the equal value, how feminism says that, oh, both men and women are equal, they bring equal value. So I'd like to ask him about that. And then if you have questions, join us for these conversations. You can ask him directly, okay? And then we are trying to connect church with the secular, world, how the Bible can be applied in a secular world. So this is what we've been doing. So yeah, we are going to wrap it up, guys. How can you stop? Okay, just 1 second. How can you stop a man from breaking his better than another man in a joking manner? That's a good question, Ash. Let's think about it for next video. Let me think about it, because I will need some examples. Like it depends on the context, and there are things that you can do. Yeah, like you will have to know what this man knows, just like so that you know this man well, and then so that it really hits him, it really gets through him. I would need to know more than that. Okay, so I can give you some generic examples, but they may not work for you. Okay, any chance for Glenn Lawrence versus Andrew Wilson on the Crucible live panel stream? I'll ask Glenn today. Yeah, I'll ask him about it. And I think, yeah, it would be interesting. I like Andrew Wilson. I really do. I was watching some of his shows when he was talking about Sydney Watson. Yeah, that was a fun one. And, he agrees with the most part of what's going on, not with everything obviously, but with the message. I think he came to the conclusion that it needs to be changed. So yeah, we have some common ground with him. Okay, where am I? There are so many churches. Yeah, so many churches, and a lot of them are not they are not sending the right message. They are sending what women want to hear. They are basically doing the same thing that content creators are doing. They are chasing clout, and they're trying to get more attention, more money, more resources from women, because they know that women are the ones who are paying. Yeah. So church, it used to be men would go to church, right? And church doesn't listen to its men anymore. So when a divorce happens and a wife takes a husband to the cleaners, a church says that, oh, you did something wrong because she left you. No, she chose to cheat on him.
Yep.
Or she chose to abandon him. So it's either sexual immorality or abandonment. And according to the Bible, you can leave the person if he commits one of these two things. Yeah, happy Christmas to you too. Hope to make it for your Christmas Eve piano live stream tomorrow. Oh, thank you. Yes, please join us. Okay.
Christmas, Ash.
What? Yeah.
Happy Christmas, Ash.
Ash. Yeah. Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas to everyone. Happy New Year, guys. We are going to call it done today. Please like, share, and subscribe, and join us for more interesting discussions. We are going to do one next week. We'll see what we'll talk about next week. Okay, if you have a chance, go read my articles on Substack and tell me what you think about it. I really like that Melody brought up that older men don't actually want very young women. That was an interesting point. So if you have something that would challenge it, also feel free to tell me that, because I might look at it from one point. I try to be objective, but I'm not perfect. So if you bring something to my attention, I'll include it for my next
we can all try to be objective, but yeah, we all have our own opinions, and we're always going to be slightly biased towards our own way of thinking. But the maturity is being open to other people's opinions.
Right.
And you might learn something. You might even change your view.
Right. Yeah, this is why I really enjoy our conversations here, because I do learn from you, Emma. You bring very interesting, like, oh, okay, I haven't thought about this, And Melody, appreciate you guys, okay? And hopefully we'll get Sam at some point. Follow him. I'll shout out his YouTube channel. It's Bundle of Bachelors. go check out some construction stuff, guys. This guy is very hardworking. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Sheep. Thank you, Ashton, for joining us today. Yes, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, guys, and join us for workouts, for interesting discussions, and for my piano practice tomorrow. Okay, take care. Bye.